What is up? What is up, y'all? Damn, the lighting looks so much better, but everything I think is kind of glitchy. I'm not too sure. Let me see real quick. Hopefully everything is fine. Let me try real quick to message something. Let me message. Sorry, I just want to make sure everything's fine. Alright, perfect. Just gotta make sure my phone is charging. What's even more crazier is like, damn, the lighting looks better. So I realized maybe it's not my camera, it's probably the lighting. But granted, where I'm kind of doing this stream from, I'm probably never gonna do this stream from like, well, I'm probably gonna do it for like the next 9 days, but I'm never gonna do this stream from here after these 9 days ever again. But damn, I can't tell if it's like, is my stream glitchy or is it just the video? It looks like my screen isn't glitchy. I don't know why it's doing all that, but today, y'all, we got some stuff that we gotta end up getting into. It's gonna be pretty damn lit today. I don't really have too much topics to talk about, except for the fact that today I ended up having to wake up like hella early. Damn, my hat is all kinds of messed up. I had to wake up hella early, so then that resulted in me, feeling a little sick and needing to, call out because at the end of the day, ain't no way I'm gonna only sleep 4 hours and then show up to work. So I had to take some time off, we ate some food, and then now I'm pretty much here just getting this stream in. I almost was gonna skip it just because of how late it was in the day, but I felt like that wouldn't have been good, so I decided to just make sure I hopped on and stuff. But let's go and jump into it. I don't really know exactly what I plan on doing. I do have to plug in my charger just in case. But, excuse me, damn, wait, hold on, my charger's kind of stuck right now. But what I do realize is that I need to starting. I believe I gotta start module 2. I'm gonna watch my stream here because I have no idea if that's gonna end up messing up or not. But let me go real quick, jump to whatever topic I was trying to get into. I think it's basically, no, I think, oh, I actually need to see this phone. Hey, what is up? LTZ, I believe is how I say it. What is up? What is up? How are you? I'm gonna go real quick, find out what my module 4 is. Oh yeah, because I was supposed to be, for module 3, I need to like watch like a side-by-side build. But I currently haven't done that yet. And then for module 4, this is where we're going to get into the troubleshooting and the maintenance side of things, which is going to be great because that teaches us a lot about IT support and possibly even being able to throw in a bunch of help desk stuff, maybe for tomorrow's stream if we learn enough today. So this is the goal for module 4. Our module 4 is to learn what to do when something doesn't work. So that's pretty much what I'm getting into today. I think they gave me a little bit of topics, which is about the post beeps and diagnostic lights. I'm assuming my goal is to try and figure out what to do for each time or for each beep or whatever. So let me go and bring y'all to Google so y'all can see my screen and see my notebook. Gotta make sure this is day 25 though. Oh shoot, see, thank God I checked because I didn't notice that I forgot to start my virtual camera so that y'all can see my screen perfect. So y'all can see me writing in my notebook, but I gotta look up post. Then what the hell was it called? It was called post beeps and then diagnostic lights. So post beeps and diagnostic lights. And then we gotta end up seeing for PCs, I guess. So we gotta end up seeing how this kind of goes. It indicates a hardware problem during the power on and self test. So then that's something we're looking for. This might be a good website to use. So computer post and beep codes. So this is the BIOS. Yes, perfect. So it's one short beep could be the DRAM, 2 short beeps could be the parity circuit failure. And then I guess the goal is to kind of see how would you, fix some of these things. And then that's the beep code, what it's directing. The only thing is how would I know what to do? These are just telling me like what could be wrong. But I guess technically in a way that is explaining what to do because it's saying if it's like a beep, 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 then like it says reseat the RAM chips. Then here is like verify this. I guess it is telling you what to do, but it's not getting into detail. That's probably something I would have to figure out myself. Or maybe I can kind of click onto these. Oh no, that would actually been nice. I should make a website like that where you just kind of see it like that, and then you click it and it pops up. So there's going to be a lot of note taking, honestly, for this whole entire module, because this is just going to be really important in the aspect of the fact that I'm going to need to use a lot of this to kind of understand what to do for my PC. So I just want to make sure everything on my screen looks good. I'm going to prop this up here. Damn, I hope I don't break this damn vanity set. As y'all can see, it's straight glass here. Alright, so the computer post checks a computer's internal hardware for compatibility and connection before starting. So I want to do post. I think I'm going to do like troubleshooting post beeps is what I'm going to call it. Troubleshooting post and beep codes. Because the goal is to hopefully try to understand by each beep or by each issue what the hell is going on here. So the computer post checks the computer's internal hardware. So PC's post. Oops, can't even spell post. What the hell? Checks internal hardware. Y'all want to know what's crazy though? I had this like other YouTube channel that ended up hitting, I want to say around like 1,200 subscribers, but it was so far from ever getting like monetized or anything. And I just couldn't find good content to like pick up traction. Because I remember what I used to do a lot on that channel was I used to do a lot of, hey, what is up, Harish? What is up? But I used to do a lot of freaking, what is it called? Oh, reading Reddit stories. And when I would read a lot of those Reddit stories, like I was getting good views, but it was never nothing crazy. I think I went from like 700 subs to 1,200, but I was probably doing that for like 7 months straight. And I was like, damn, this is like tough, especially for not really seeing that much progress. But what I realized is that I could probably make that into a little bit of a shorts channel, because I know this dude who kind of does that, where he kind of makes YouTube shorts, and it'll be like a quick funny video, and then he'll probably switch it into his own type of content so that, obviously it can't get flagged by YouTube. And I do know that with YouTube shorts, the RPM is way smaller. So like YouTube shorts RPM is probably like 5 cents. Maybe it could probably go up to like 12 cents, and it's rare to even go up to 50 cents, right? It would never hit $1. But with this dude, he around that time would post shorts that would go crazy viral, like 100 million, or he'll just get multiple like 10 millions back to back to back, to where he was averaging a good 100 million a month. And if you're averaging that amount, you're making roughly, I believe, like maybe I'm thinking anywhere from 7 or like 6K to 10K just off of, for one, he wasn't really transforming the videos too crazily. So it was like just off of the basic need of finding a video that could be entertaining, which you already know what video is going to be entertaining because you just take viral YouTube shorts and then kind of remake them into your own. And then it's like he just started going crazy, and he was able to make that type of money for months. Like I want to say like 6 months straight. Now though, I don't really know what his views look like now, because it's kind of difficult with being able to tell if he has other YouTube shorts that are blowing up or whatever. But I know that he has stopped posting as like much as he used to. And that pretty much he I think now he probably gets like about 38 million, which probably means he's really making like $2,000 a month, something like around there. But like I said, I don't know if he's getting more views, so I'll roughly say maybe like even 3. But that's crazy just off of YouTube short content that ain't his content. So I've been trying to pursue like, the same exact thing and kind of not be too worried if something gets low views or if something else gets high views. Because like today I posted about 5 YouTube shorts that were funny. I remade them. I put better captions and stuff like that. And one of them already hit 10,000, and it's probably going to hit more by the time I sleep and wake up. And then another one is kind of on the climb. It's already at 2,000, probably at 3 right now. And I've had traction like that before with my YouTube shorts, and then eventually my channel just kind of died. No matter what video I posted, the shorts would not catch on. but I used to only post once a day, or I tried to post 3 times a day, but I'm pretty sure I just picked bad videos. So now I'm kind of trying to see if maybe I could get back into that traction, because that would be pretty dope. But the channel isn't even monetized, so it was kind of like, unless I get a really crazy video, I'm probably just going to be doing it for nothing. But I mean, I think it's going to be pretty fun. But that's on my other channel. And then on this channel, this is still going crazy. We're at 1,780, which I completely forgot to even switch right here. 1,780 or like 81, something like that, which is insane. I don't know how we got here so quickly, but it really was because of that video that kind of went, you know, that video that kind of went crazy. And honestly, it stopped going crazy. But now we have like another video that's on the climb, which is me getting my clients. And I kind of figured that that video was going to do well. I just didn't think the one right before it would have done well. So that was shocking. But that's why I really need to, you know, just continue to execute on the type of content that I'm making. Because, you know, some of my long form content is now gaining some traction, and it's got me a pretty good amount of subscribers. So definitely got to keep pushing on there. And I love making YouTube videos, man. So it's saying this is the most common causes of post failures and are problems with following components. So normally it's the basic input and output system, which is the BIOS. And then it's the CPU, the motherboard, RAM, and then the video card. If your computer has an irregular post or beep code not mentioned below, follow the post troubleshooting steps to determine the failing hardware component. So I guess that's pretty much what this website is going to help with. It's just going to end up helping me with being able to see exactly what area or what hardware component needs to be fixed based on, you know, these beeps that your computer can do, which I had no idea about. So hopefully, you know, if my computer ever has done it, hopefully I can fix it. Gotta stop drinking Coke, but I'm gonna put the Coke right here like it's an advertisement. All right, so the most common reasons, I do want to take note of that. And then I really do like the fact that they do take you down kind of, you know, memory lane of like exactly what goes crazy and what doesn't. And exactly what hardware piece it is. But I think for me, I'm kind of ready to get a little bit into the troubleshooting side of things, or like the help desk side of things. So I feel like as I take notes of these today, I really want to pretty much tomorrow, probably for like, you know, help desk, I really want to solve a lot of these help desk issues, or at least learn how to solve these help desk issues, and then kind of quiz myself on stream a little bit to see if I remember. So tomorrow's probably going to be a lot better of a stream. This one's kind of just prepping me, but not even too, because tomorrow could also be a prep stream, because I'm probably going to have to learn, of course, you know, how to do the troubleshooting stuff. So maybe a little bit later, but I can't wait, because I want to make like a home lab, and I want to get all into that, or use somebody else's home lab and kind of use that, and hopefully be able to learn from there how to make my own home lab and how to just solve certain issues, which I really think would just be super fun to do on live. And then also it just really will help me as well to be able to become an IT support specialist and get into that field. So if a computer has an irregular post or beep, follow the troubleshooting steps. Except for Dell and Mac, your computer or motherboard manufacturer is not the BIOS manufacturer. Determine the BIOS manufacturer for your computer's motherboard. I don't know which one mine's is. So these ones are just a bunch of different. Oh, okay, I see what that means. So these ones are just a bunch of different manufacturers, pretty much. I want to be able to click the right one, which I don't know which one I have. But then again, too, it's probably best to know them all. But maybe I should go strictly for my computer first. But I don't know what my manufacturer is. I just have a Zephyrus J14. Let me see. What's my Zephyrus? I'm probably gonna spell it wrong. Laptops. Manufacturer. I can't even spell that either. It's okay. We have spell check. Manufacturer is an ASUS. They don't even have ASUS here. Because I'm looking for BIOS beeps. So, like, alright, so, I just want to look for, like, BIOS beeps. Maybe I could find a different website. Yes, our first laptop is ASUS. The BIOS beeps would be this, pretty much. Okay. So then that, though, I probably would have to take those notes if I want to look specifically for my computer, because mine's isn't here. IBM, Macintosh, Phoenix, Insight. Yeah, I'm guessing mine's isn't that big of a computer. So I think taking notes for the other computers would be good for later, but not right now. So Marzi, how's your day going so far? Subscribed for you 2 days ago. Hey, this was up, man. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. And so far my day has been pretty well. I actually was really tired in the beginning, but then of course I got a little bit more sleep, and then I started to eat a lot of food. So I think the day went pretty good. And then especially, with being able to learn a little bit more of IT support, the day always gets a lot more better. So definitely, definitely helpful. So I think I'm gonna have to go and look at this maybe. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go look at this maybe, because this is specifically for the ASUS, and then maybe eventually we could talk about different computer type. Oh, it says AMI. So also ASUS is AMI, developed by M. So then why do they make it seem like ASUS was a completely different thing? Never mind, we could stay here. Let me just make sure that the website matches, because they definitely were trying to play me there. So one short beep is a DRAM failure. And then two short beeps is a parody. Bruh, why are they trying to act like an ASUS was something completely different? Alright, never mind. My ASUS Rogue is an AMI, so we gotta start here with the AMI beeps. But like I said, the best thing for me is to learn my computer first, and then be able to try to learn like MacBooks or other popular computers like Dell. So that's gonna be good. So AMI BIOS beep codes, and then what we need to do is saying there's different manufacturers. The beep codes for your computer may slightly differ. So it says it could differ a little bit, but so far from the first beep and the second beep, it looked like it matched. I want to see if I could kind of save these. Probably not. I think it would have been so dope if you were able to like click it. Oh, wait, hold on. Maybe it does teach you how to fix it. Yes, y'all, it does. Okay, that's perfect. But it's only for some of them though. Like this is a parody. Like, I don't know. Yeah, some of them you're able to click on, but that's great. So we're gonna do one short beep, which immediately means there's something wrong with the DRAM, which is the dynamic random access memory. And I'm assuming, is the DRAM just the RAM? I'm assuming. I don't know why they're calling it DRAM, unless the DRAM is something a little bit different than RAM. But it's saying the DRAM and there's a refresh failure. I don't know how to fix that, but I'm kind of assuming maybe you either need to like reseat it, or maybe you need to put them in correctly, or you possibly just need to do like a refresh, but it's a refresh failure, so I'm kind of assuming you can't refresh it. But I guess we're gonna look into that a little bit later. Let me go like number this. Actually, no, I'm gonna call it just one beep, two beeps, so that by the time I end up coming back to these topics and explaining how to fix it, I can kind of come back to it a little bit later. So this is going to be the parity circuit failure. This is crazy. But no, yeah, man, because I'm so happy to finally get back into, being able to upload a lot of content. And I know that in my last video that I've uploaded, that is going pretty well so far. I know that in that video, I actually was speaking about how I was like completely done with web dev. So it's like, if y'all are in this, watching the stream, for one, thank you for watching. But for two, I'm actually going to reconsider on completely cutting out web dev, because something I was thinking about is that, and the only reason why I wanted to cut it out was simply because I felt like, I wanted my channel to always be a chapter channel. Like, I'm always just gonna document something that I'm learning, or something that I'm chasing, something that I'm going towards. And I always wanted that to be what it was. So when I finally, was able to land my first client and I got my certification, I'm just kind of at a point where I don't really want to document things no more about web dev, because my channel was always supposed to be about finishing something. Like, you have to close the chapter. So I think I kind of found a way to where I could close the chapter and then open up the chapter for IT support, but while still kind of keeping web dev alive, if that makes sense. And the way that I was going to do that was, I'm thinking hopefully every Friday, but who knows, because that's a big commitment, especially around the holiday season. But I was hoping that every Friday, what I could do is use my web dev, expertise. And I'm just kidding. I'm not that much of an expert, but I wanted to use my web dev knowledge to go and make websites for IT support, because there's a lot of questions that I've been running into or having to look up as I'm trying to learn IT support, or things that I'm just currently curious about. And I'm realizing that there really isn't that much websites for these things, or it kind of is like, it's kind of hard to look or see exactly what you're looking for sometimes. So I was thinking, like, damn, I can actually do this and make like a whole website for myself, and potentially even use that in the like future to show that I am currently like, you know, to show that I'm currently or I could use it in the future in the sense of like I could make a course for people, who could ultimately use the websites that I'm founding, or the pages that I'm creating with my web dev experience, and they can probably find those websites and use that to learn, IT support. And I was thinking I could probably literally do it just like that, where I have a website. I could probably charge $20 per, or no, I'm thinking like $20 for the whole course. Like, you can get the whole entire course that teaches web dev. Obviously, this is in the future because I don't know web dev right now at all. But I could do like an entire course, especially for the fundamentals. That one can come out like a lot sooner than every other one. And pretty much I was thinking like charging probably 10 to 20 bucks for the whole entire course. I don't care how much, stuff I put in the course, whatever. Like, the knowledge is free. I'm just making it a little bit easier to find. That's like the only thing that I'm doing. And I just want to be able to do that for some people. And I'm like, this is going to be perfect that on every Friday I kind of document myself making a website, but in the end, it's still for IT support. But my goal for this channel is to really just try to get people to relate to me and kind of stick around for me. So I know there might be some people who, when they notice, like, damn, you're not building projects like directly, as in like you're not building a video game with web dev, or you're not doing this, or you're not learning React. I know there might be some people, and eventually I do plan on learning React. I just don't want this channel to kind of be stuck on a topic. I want it to be where you're stuck with me, and then I'm kind of going along these topics that you are interested in, because eventually, like, I want to kind of pivot out of tech at some point, right? I want to be able to pivot out of tech, and I want to be able to, start making content on different things. Like, what if I'm learning how to box and I want to record that? You said, is your birthday near or far? I guess technically my birthday's far. It passed, so yeah, I guess it's far. I gotta wait another year. But no, yeah, so I feel like for me, that's just the type of content I've always wanted. So if people end up leaving in the way, it's kind of good, because then it's getting rid of the people who probably weren't gonna stick around for those topics, or those new topics. Because like I said, if I'm ever boxing, I want to be able to document that journey here, and then y'all kind of stick around, just for the fact of that you knew from the start that this channel was something where I document everything that I learn. And the goal of this channel in general is to show that, for one, that you could learn anything that you put your mind to, but then I also want it to be a channel that can inspire people, motivate people, right? And then also, just show people that you could do it. Like, imagine, me, I'm sitting here doing tech stuff for like, I don't know, a year or 2 years, and then all of a sudden I get into like a weight gain journey. It's like, I want to be able to motivate that, yeah, you could do it here mentally, but then you could do it here physically, then you could do it here spiritually. You know what I mean? Like, anything. Or you could heal that childhood trauma by, and then I'm documenting like a good chapter of me trying to do the same thing. And that's what I can kind of see this channel, because there's some channels that do what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, my channel isn't going to be like as unique, but the people who do exactly what I'm trying to do with my channel, they decide to always show like the good stuff or the achievements, which I hate with a passion, because I honestly feel like you should record the moments that are bad as well. And I feel like you should document the whole thing. I think that would be crazy. Like, the fact that I'm live streaming this and people could legitimately see, like right now, I know nothing about troubleshooting. I know nothing about if there's a system timer failure, like what do I do to fix it? I have no idea. Literal no idea. So then that's why for me, I'm like, it's going to be crazy, man, because in the future, when I look back at these or when people see me get further along in my journey, you could see every day of me grinding here, even though most of them are going to come when I have, when I do have achievements. But at the end of the day, like, they can always go back and see how I got here. And that's the goal. Because a lot of people, and I knew it was going to happen, especially with web dev. Like, just from that video alone, y'all, I ended up getting about, I think 40 to almost 50. No, I think I got like almost 50 subscribers just off of that video alone. Real quick, because I gotta write down that some of these vary. And it's still possible that that video could go more viral. He said, do you have an ashtray beside your notebook? I think it is an ashtray, but the way that we use it is we normally use it for like jewelry or like these. I think these are belly piercings. This isn't for me. This is for somebody else, but there's like jewelry in there. We like to put rings in there as well. Right now we don't have the rings, but I believe it was supposed to be an ashtray, but we thought it was cute because it's like a heart and then you're able to put all, I think it's cute. Put jewelry up in there. I think that's dope as hell. So some of these vary, and we're gonna write down some of the differences. And it's kind of difficult writing like exactly where I'm at. So let me real quick. Kind of difficult because I have to like wrap my arm around. You said beautiful one. No, yes, that's what I'm saying, man. But no, yeah, so pretty much, what the hell am I doing? Have I been writing like this whole time? But pretty much for me, then what the hell was I just saying? I was on to something. I completely forgot. Damn. How did I forget that? I was saying something, man. I know I was talking about... Dang, what the hell was I talking about? I was talking about the content. I kind of want to rewind my stream so I can kind of understand what the hell I was getting at. Give me a second, because I hate when I forget stuff. Let me see. You can see every day of me writing here, even though most of them... Oh, thank you. You said 50 subs. Okay, my bad. Oof, that helped me a lot. I was like, bro, what was I talking about, man? That shit had me messed up. No, yes, 50 subs. Okay, because I couldn't even find it on my stream. So thank you for saying that, because I was about to like run. No, yeah, so for my streams, for my videos, I ended up getting about like 50 subs or close to it just from that video alone. And who knows if that video throughout the years might end up getting more views, because it's kind of like an evergreen video. An evergreen means like you upload the video now, and you're not really expecting too much views now, but over the years, people will always look for that type of video, right? So for instance, with me landing my first client, that would be considered an evergreen video, because people who want to, land their first client, they're probably going to find my video here and there. So that video can end up always, growing in views. So I always figured that, when you reach the end of your chapter and whenever you have a lot of achievement type videos, of course, those videos are going to be the ones that get the most views. But that's how you could tell when a YouTuber is chasing views or when they're chasing building an authentic, channel. Because a YouTuber who is constantly posting videos that are like, I did this in 6 months, but they don't really show the journey. But what they do show is simply when you it's like when they show the journey of you. What the hell am I trying to say? So they show the achievement. So they'll be like, I spent 3 months doing this. You could tell they're chasing views. You could just tell, because it's like you could have built an authentic community documenting the whole thing, but you decided to make like a 10-minute video about it, knowing damn well people are going to click on that, and you could still make the 10-minute video. Like, don't get me wrong. the 10-minute video is probably one of the best videos that you could do. I'm probably gonna still do one for web dev at some point, or I might end up finishing it, but I could still do another video for web dev that probably would perform well when I'm like, I can make a video saying I became a freelance web developer. That would be a video that would probably do well in the future and or right now. But I love to document the journey because that just builds such authenticness. It builds real people who stick around with you, because when you make that type of content and then you have nothing else that you could do, it's kind of like, now what? They never really liked you for you to begin with. They liked that you just kept doing stuff and achieving stuff. And so for me, man, like, I'm not too worried about the channel moving slow at all or rising slow, because I think that's the best thing you could do for a YouTube channel. Chasing fast or quick money, in the end your YouTube channel is going to crash at some point, right? It's just going to crash. So that's why you have to build it authentically, slowly, and stuff like that. But people don't really think like that, because they're so overwhelmed by the money, and then they wonder why they're so stressed when they're trying to maintain YouTube income. Because like I said, once I finally learned about RPM and how that works, like, obviously you can't really tell if another video is getting views, so it's hard to see like how much views a channel is actually getting. But the point is that, real quick, let me write this. But the point is that you can kind of like average it out if you know how much views someone's getting, and you can see how much they're getting paid. And some people are losing money, and you could tell that they're probably stressing because, you know, they just are chasing money. They continue to post another video that should do well, and then it doesn't, or it does, and it's like, I feel like I never really liked that type of content. And now that I see it, like, now that I've been behind YouTube for so long, and I'm obviously not a big YouTuber, but because I have like the knowledge that I do have when it comes to content, it's kind of hard for me to watch other channels knowing that's what they're doing, because then it just doesn't feel authentic no more. Like, I remember I used to watch this dude, I'm not gonna say his name, but I used to watch this dude who I felt like his content was really relatable. It was really authentic. It was a lot of like struggle content because he was struggling. And so, the whole time I wanted to really see if he could get out of his problem, like out of his issue. And eventually he actually did get out of his issue, because his YouTube channel kind of blew up. He got some money. But then when he got that money, that boy changed. Like, it was not being authentic. He was bragging to everybody, whether that was in his family, whether it was the YouTube comments, like, he was just doing way too damn much. And then eventually he ended up losing it all. Literally, the YouTuber ended up losing all that income. He spent it all on like tomfoolery. And like, he's obviously still able to maintain some of the things that he does have, but it's to the point now where he has to work like a regular job. And like, I really like his content, and I still root for him. Hey, what is up, Ryan? How are you doing? I still like his content, and I still root for him. But the problem is that he lost that relatability before. So now a lot of people don't like him. And like, honestly, he did it to himself. He could have really maintained that relatability. Like, as soon as he got the money, he should have been humble, you know what I mean, and shown people how they should have acted in that moment. And I'm not saying like, we all make mistakes, we aren't perfect, but he really dropped the ball with that one. And with YouTube, man, if you drop the ball, like, people aren't gonna let you forget. Like, they don't forgive. Like, you're stuck. So he still makes pretty good money now, like maybe $1,000 off of YouTube. But there was months where he was making like 7 to 5K from YouTube, straight up crazy. So now I got everything for this computer. But the last thing I need to do, because I don't really want to get into the IBM or get into the inside beep codes as of yet, what I want to see is how to actually fix some of these issues. So I can't click these first two, which kind of sucks. So we're probably going to have to go look those up another day. But actually, real quick, I want to see, do they have different websites for each one? Oh yeah, they do. Okay, so then this is going to teach me how to solve things. So this is a base 64K RAM failure. I guess this is going to show me how to identify it, what to do. So if you hear 3 short beeps, When your computer is turned on, it's usually a memory related issue. However, this alert can be generated from a video card problems as well. So what did I end up writing for that? It says, can you absorb my sickness? Damn, bro, I forgot you were sick. I hope not. I actually don't want to get sick. Don't put that on me. Do not put that on me. So I put 3 short beeps, base 64, RAM failure. So this is saying it's a memory related issue. So that makes that feel a little bit more easier to say. Let me do computer. Because we're not gonna, unless I should kind of look up 1 and 2. Yeah, let me actually look up 1 and 2. So I'm gonna do, 1 beep. 1 beep troubleshoot. Like how should I call it? Like 1 beep fix? I don't know. 1 beep post fix. Let me just put post here. So like post 1 beep fix. Sure, or something like that. And then hopefully this could help me kind of understand and write down what to do when you need to fix a 1 beeper. So let me go back because I kind of don't want to do something. I don't like jumping in the future, because I don't want to start on number 3 and then have to come back. Actually, let me see if they have it on this website. Because they do have short beep 1, a DRAM refresh failure. Yeah, no. Most of the beeps above and even irregular beeps can be solved by performing these few easy steps. Okay, so removing the new hardware, removing any disks. So pretty much just the basics, I guess. But I don't know. I feel like I want to know exactly what to do for these. So let's say how to troubleshoot or something. Or how to fix. Let me not say troubleshoot, because I feel like if I say troubleshoot, they're just going to tell me to turn off the computer. So start by reseating the RAM modules. And does it say that on this website? Oh wait, no, I forgot. They don't have it. So I think I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna take the note of what AI is saying because it looks pretty good. And this is something that, like I said, this is actually probably one of the more important things that I need to write down. Because this is actually, what I would probably be doing as an IT support specialist. I don't know. Maybe Harish, you could tell me. I'm not sure if you know. But I was wondering, is this a, I think this might be a tier 2 issue, right? Maybe a tier 2 does help desk do this? Damn, I see why I've been using pencil lately. But let me know. I think it might be tier 2 because technically this would be a hardware issue and I don't think help desk, like maybe I could do it in help desk if I wanted to kind of, show off a little bit and be like, see, put me in a tier 2 position. I'm already doing tier 2 work, right? So if I wanted to, I could do it, but if I messed up, like I probably would get in big trouble. I'll probably get in big trouble. You said which one? For the DRAM refresh failure. DRAM refresh failure. Is that a help desk issue or is that a tier 2 issue? Like help desk tier 2. Oh, well, it wouldn't be considered help desk. I think it's IT support specialist tier 2. Let me know if we're doing a DRAM refresh failure. I think it's tier 2 because I think that obviously has to, if we're reseating the RAM, it has to be hands-on. And I'm not sure if they let help desks go hands-on, like for hardware. But also too, I'm pretty sure this issue, it might not even pop up at a job, now that I'm thinking about it, because why the hell would your RAM not be seated correctly? Unless it's like another reason why this could pop up. But like, or maybe I could be working for like a tech company and let's say they're trying to build a computer and it's not working or something. And then I could be like, yeah, you said IT support, but it's hardware. So it's done offline on computer shops. Okay. So understood. So it says if that doesn't work, clean the modules and slots, test each stick individually and check for compatibility issues. Other potential solutions could include updating the BIOS, checking for a faulty CPU. Damn, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of different things that you could do. Oh, you said repair shops. Okay, so that's nice then. Oh, okay, so I think I get what you're saying. So I probably would have to sit there and do what I can hands-on wise. But then if it's something that's like needs to actually be repaired, then you probably wouldn't do it yourself. You're bringing it to you're bringing it to another place. I think is what you are trying to get at, hopefully. But damn, so I'm assuming, actually, I think that website might have been right then, because that other website was talking about if it's any of these issues to pretty much, you know, they're saying if it's any of these issues to pretty much try and do like the basic 10 troubleshooting things. So I guess a lot of it for IT support, it kind of just seems like it's more or less not common sense, because of course there's some people who need to learn, but I think a lot of it is kind of like you don't really need to know too much. You just kind of need to come up, like, think of like what would you do? Like, are you gonna reset the computer first? Then are you gonna take out the RAM stick, see if the RAM stick is together, then maybe clean it, check in the BIOS, is it running smoothly, right? Like, it kind of looks like as long as you answer logically, you're gonna be okay. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a good logical response for it, at least in the interview, it doesn't even seem like you have to get it completely right, because there's so many different things that you could do. Like, I'm sure when I walk in, if they asked me this, which they probably wouldn't, because I don't think this happens unless they're like building computers. But you know, I could, like, if I sat there and I said all of this, like, yeah, maybe it would make me stand out. But I think if I sat there and said a couple, like, let's say I'm like, oh, I gotta make sure it's seated properly, and then I'll clean it and test it, that would probably be fine. But if I wanted to, I guess I could add, you know, updating the BIOS, checking the CPU faulty, like those things. But I think you would just be fine. And then honestly, the fact that it popped up so easily, if I'm on the job and I don't even know the answer, I can just quick Google search. You said you are learning everything. No, yes, I'm trying. I'm trying to, because I want to learn, you know, how to, you know, do some of these repairs, or at least have like the logic to where I can kind of come up with my own solution in a more like logical way rather than it being correct, you know? And so I can kind of understand a little bit what the steps would be. So it's like, you know, make sure things are incorrectly, maybe reset the computer, make sure things are wiped down. Obviously, if I'm a IT support specialist tier 2, if I could get into the hardware, make sure things are clean, make sure things are, you know, the right quality for the computer, like it's compatible, right? Like those would probably be the things that I'm looking for. But if I continue to see that often, like looking at how to like completely fix something, eventually I'll get to that point where I'm like, okay, now I just know low key. But you wouldn't really know, but you would know. So this will help impress others in your workplace. No, yes, that's pretty much what I'm trying to say. And for some reason I could not say it correctly. It's like you sit there and you say all this, or you know all this, people would sit there and be impressed, and it would probably help you get the job, if that makes sense. But then again, it's like if you're kind of just going through the flow and you're not really knowing what to do, but you just can say what to do, look it up, you'll figure it out. I mean, I would hope. I'll be pissed if I'm in the middle of trying to like fix something and then there's someone over my shoulder and I'm like, bro, I'm trying to Google this, man. Get out of my way. That would be so awkward. Imagine your IT. Actually, that happened to me recently, but it wasn't for IT. It was this dude who you hire to build like your stuff, and he built this vanity set, as you can see, like right here, right? He legitimately built this vanity set, and he watched a whole YouTube video the whole way through. It took him about 4 to 5 hours. It was crazy. I was like, wow, they hire anybody. But he was a good guy. I felt bad. I actually did feel bad. But then he kind of like pissed me off because for the job description, they're supposed to throw away the boxes. So after like 4 to 5 hours of making it, I ended up like wrapping everything up. I put them in trash bags. I'm like, the boxes are in here. And he sits there and he's like, oh, where's the garbage? I'm like, oh, you know, it's just all the way down there. And then he was like annoyed. I'm like, motherfucker. I'm like, oh, he pissed me off. He pissed me off. I was like, whatever. I was never doing that again. So we got receipt the RAM, which we already kind of know, but this gets a little bit, oh my god, it gets even more deeper. Are you kidding me? I mean, this is going to be fun. I'm actually having fun learning all this though. But damn, so these are the basic steps. So saying power down the PC, which I kind of already knew, remove the RAM sticks, reinsert them, Make sure the clips are okay. Actually, I don't need to write that down. That seems simple. If you know how to install RAM, then you would know how to reseat the RAM. Next, clean the contacts. This is something different. I've never ever seen anybody clean like anything. So it's saying use a clean dry cloth or an eraser to gently clean the gold contacts on the bottom of the RAM modules. Also clean the RAM slots on the motherboard. Excuse me. So I'm considering that they're probably talking about like, I'm not explaining actually. I thought I had a good example, but I didn't. But I think that's something I'm going to take a note of because I want to make sure that I remember that one to make sure you're not just cleaning like BS. There's actually a particular spot they want you to clean. So then that's going to be good. So use a clean or dry cloth. By the way, if you guys are new here, man, make sure you end up hitting that subscribe button. But something that I was thinking about too is like with my live streams, I'm realizing like, well, I know that I was already having a decline in my live streams back when I was even doing, web dev content. And I think honestly it's because of the time that I'm allowed to stream. Before I was able to stream at like 3 or 4 p.m. But then my shift changed and now I'm only able to stream at 12 p.m. And that's so hard for a lot of people, especially people in the USA, if, those are the people I'm shooting for. If those are the people I'm shooting for. But, of course, like anybody in the USA at 12 p.m. wouldn't be able to watch my stream unless they're just not working. But if they're, in school, as in college, they probably got a class at that time and they can't even watch my damn streams. So I'm just like, it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks, like, having a stream at this time, but there's really nothing, well, not at this time because it's not 12, obviously, but having a stream at 12 p.m. I mean 12, p.m. EST, I feel like my stream numbers ended up going down because of that. 'Cause I remember I was pulling in like 400, 500, then maybe 300 streams straight. And it was crazy. So, give me 1 second. I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Yeah. Bye. Give me a second. I gotta go bring this charger outside. 1 second. 1 second. Don't go nowhere. Alright, so what the hell is I just taking a note on? So we gotta clean the RAM slots on the motherboard. Oh yeah, so I was noticing that the numbers were already down in that sense because of the times that I was streaming. So what I decided, or what I was doing at that time was I was just, continuing to push through it. But I feel like as of right now, like when it comes to the IT support streams, the numbers are just like completely lower, than the web dev numbers. And I'm like, at this point, I don't even think it's about the time that I'm streaming. I think it could be maybe my titles and trying to title things a certain way. That's probably why people don't really want to click on it. Or it could possibly be too that, like I said, when I first started my web dev journey, and then coding is a little bit different because you kind of get that satisfaction or that dopamine hit every time a line of code is like written. I feel like when you're seeing me studying, this could be kind of boring in the sense of it's just really me taking notes. You know what I mean? So with coding, I was actually coding. With doing this stuff, in certain people's eyes, it's like, well, you're not actually doing IT support, you're just taking notes. So what I kind of learned with this streaming is that I kind of have to just, for one, stick it out in the sense of when you get to that time where you are hands-on or you are building home labs or building those type of projects, that is actually going to be the time that things end up, reaching better numbers because now people can say, oh, you're actually doing IT support work. Right now, no one really cares about learning the fundamentals. And then I'm also realizing too, like this is still kind of like evergreen content. People can come back to this later in the end, but it is kind of crappy back when you were making, like even when my views did kind of go down with web dev, I don't think I've ever seen like a 20 or 40, viewed stream. Like that was just so low to me. And it's like happening every time I do this content. But that's why for me, I'm happy that my main content is kind of picking up. Like my main videos and my YouTube shorts are kind of picking up. Because I honestly think I would probably feel like a little bit discouraged in the sense of like, damn, is my content bad? But I just be forgetting that with web dev, it did have a different feel. It had more of a, you know, you code it, the project's done, people like that. You're going for your certification, you're this close, people like that. When it comes to learning, that they're not really into that. So this is advanced troubleshooting. So they said check the compatibility with the RAM and the CPU and the motherboard. Update the BIOS. They said to update the BIOS. I don't know how to do that, so I'm going to highlight it. I mean, actually, it's probably just in the BIOS, and it probably says update. An outdated BIOS can cause compatibility issues with newer RAM. Visit your motherboard's manufacturer website to download and install the latest version. Oh, okay. Never mind. Let me see that. Let me put this right here just so I can kind of understand how to do that. And then also too with web dev, when I first hopped on web dev, I started on live streams. I started on day 120 because I filmed all those videos for 120 days. But then for lives, you know, it was already 120 days in. So I named it like day 120. So of course people are going to want to be more tuned in, because when you see someone who did things for, you know, 100 days, that's already 3 months of commitment. You know, there's going to be new people who join these lives and aren't going to believe that I'm going to commit to this, because, you know, they themselves are probably people who can't commit to stuff, or they know other people who couldn't commit to things. So they kind of immediately see me and they see, you know, day 25, even though I'm 5 days away from, you know, hitting, you know, doing a month. But people don't care about that. They want to see longer. They want to see day 100. They want to see that you put in work, you put in time for this. But I'm willing to do the work. I'm just hoping that my content continues to do well. Because I remember back when my content wasn't doing that well, my streams were doing well. And it's always like the opposite. It's like then my streams won't do well, then my content and my regular videos do well. I'm like, the hell is going on here? How long have I been streaming for? Let me see if it's been an hour already. Oh, damn, it's actually about to be. I didn't even know. I was going to continue going, but I low-key feel like I want to get off camera so I can kind of do this in the living room. Low-key, but I can't live stream in the living room, but I wanted to go to the living room, probably get some popcorn, chill, relax, and then maybe watch somebody build a computer to get a little bit more knowledge, and then also watch people. Kind of want to see if I can find these exact like post fixtures or post like 1 beep fixtures on YouTube to see someone who actually troubleshooted it, so I can get like a visual of what they're doing, instead of like what they're saying. But I'm not too sure. I would have to like really, really look into that and see how that ends up going. But thank you for ending up tuning in with me, man. It's super fun. I'm just really happy to be on this journey, and I've just been having honestly a blast. And you know what's even more crazier, bro? You said I didn't find the blue bear today. No, yeah, it's because I'm in a different room right now. I'm in a different room. This is like my main room. This is like the bedroom that I'm streaming in, and I'm probably gonna be streaming from here for 9 days because, you know, we got some things going on in the other room. So it's like I'm gonna have to be here, and I kind of like this setup because the lights are really bright. You know what I mean? So I feel like for me, I'm low-key like hoping I could stay here for life, bro, but no. I don't think I can, because this is like this room is a little bit different. I'll probably have to do it for like a week or almost 2 weeks or whatever. But no, yeah, so we're gonna go crazy doing that. I have one last thing to say, low-key. Cause I wanna see if I could look up YouTubers fixing the beeps. And then hopefully I could kind of test myself a little bit on troubleshooting topics. But like I said, with troubleshooting, I feel like it just comes down to basic, like, when you get the basics down, it kind of feels like common sense in a way, but not saying like what you do exactly is going to fix it. But you're also not going to look crazy if you said that, you know? Like you would look all right. It's like, oh yeah, that's good. You know, you answered well. Day 3 of yawning. Yes, sir. It says, does web dev inclusive of IT? You said, does web dev, I think what you're probably asking, does web dev include IT? No, it doesn't. I'm actually pursuing IT full blown compared to web dev. Web dev, I only wanted to do it as a side hustle, and that was always what it was kind of planned to be. So ever since I ended up getting my first client, I kind of feel like I've succeeded on my web dev journey. I don't really care to like go a little further than that. Like, of course, maybe I could document it in a different chapter on this channel, because I do plan on doing different chapters. I could probably document, you know, things further like me learning React or me learning Tailwind and getting a little bit deeper, me learning, you know, back end, whatever the hell, right? Eventually we could probably spin the block on web dev. But as of right now, I do want to pivot my content because, you know, the point of this channel was to always try something new, get to where I want to get to, and then pivot to a different topic. But I am going to always try to do things like use my previous chapters in my new chapters. So web dev was the first chapter that I've ever done that I feel like it has been completed and will be closed out. But I'm still going to be coding and still showing you guys me making websites, but it's going to be in like a beautiful way that can still represent my IT support journey. So if you subscribe for web dev content, there's still going to be web dev content, but it's just going to be me probably making websites for my IT support stuff, if that makes sense. So instead of it being like, oh, I'm going to create, you know, this client's website, I could probably let y'all know in my live streams how that's going. But when it comes to like my main content, it's just going to be like, oh, I'm making this website that is going to introduce people into IT support. You know what I mean? Something like that. So it can kind of blend the both of them together. So like, you know, the introduction of computers, or I built a website to introduce the introduction of computers to beginners. I think that would go crazy. I think that would go crazy because it still kind of gives you that feel of like achievement because you finished the project. But then on top of that, it's still web dev, but then it's still IT support. But in the end, it's still about me, how I feel throughout it. You know what's even crazier right now too is like I'm filming all of this and I'm still filming like my content for IT support and all that stuff and still kind of film like web dev and try to end that content a little bit. But something that I've been doing is I've been like recording another chapter that I plan on revealing in the future. Like I don't know how far down the line, but I'm not gonna really talk about that topic yet, or maybe I'll probably reveal it some other stream. But I want to keep it a secret because I feel like I kind of reveal too much, and then by the time the video comes out, it's like nah. So I do have a whole nother like chapter, brother, that I'm already filming right now as we speak. So it's gonna be strange because if I ever like move departments or if I ever whatever the hell and I decide to release this chapter years later, it's like I'm gonna be back here and it's gonna be like, this content is a little bit different. Your editing style looks different, you know? And it's like, yeah, you know, I kind of recorded this 3 years ago, but I'm revealing it now. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of doing stuff like that to have, you know, different chapters for this channel. I'm very confident that I'm gonna stay hella consistent on this channel. I don't care about like nothing. I love this damn channel. You said, why did you decide to go into IT? I feel like I chose IT because I've always been interested in computers. I've always liked technology. I like the hardware. I like the networks, like just literally everything about a computer I have enjoyed. And a part of me always wanted to learn more, but I just, for some reason, I never seen it as like a career. So I was like, why the hell am I going to learn about computers if I'm never going to do it for an income? Like I just didn't have, I feel like I didn't have time to learn it. But then when I realized like about IT and also too, you know, a lot of people crap on the work of an IT like support specialist. So a part of me kind of was like, oh, I would never do that. Like they probably don't even get paid enough, yada yada. But then when I really started to look down the different paths that you can go down in IT, like networking or IT infrastructure or system admin, and then possibly even being able to transition from networking to cybersecurity, right? That's when I started to realize like, damn, IT actually has like huge potential to, or not even potential, but it actually is a good job depending on the route that you go down. And I never knew that. I always rolled my eyes at the job and I was like, there's no point to learn any of this, yada yada. But now that I've seen it and I could see what you can do with that type of knowledge, like you can get into a networking role. Obviously, this is down the line, but get paid $50 an hour. I never knew that. I thought like IT cap was like $30 an hour. I thought you weren't getting past that. So the fact that you can go down roles that could hit $50 to $60 an hour, and that's without having to go to cybersecurity yet. Obviously, you would have to be in like a bigger tech company, but that's the goal for everybody, right? To try and land in a big company, to get paid well. But it's like, damn. And then also too, I didn't notice the side hustles you could do from IT. You know, with web dev, my goal was to make that a side hustle, which I did. But with IT support, you know, if I learn about hardware and I learn about making computers or building computers, right? I could sell computers. I can sell custom computers to people and probably make 500 to 1,000 just off of building them that computer and shipping it or just giving it to them in person. I was thinking that I can offer IT support services. They have like apps on your phone that you can, it's kind of like DoorDash where people can say what their issue is with their computer and then you could pretty much accept it from your phone. I'm not sure how many people use that damn app, but I gotta see. And I'm like, that would be pretty dope to, offer your IT support services for an income. And obviously, using that app, your goal is to try and get off the app because they're going to take the money. So if someone's paying you $50 or 150, the website is probably going to take like 70 and it's going to leave you with something. So the goal is to try and convert those people into your own clients. So I'm like, I could see it being I could see a lot of side hustle money in it, but then I can also seeing it be a big career choice to go down, and that's why I've been pursuing it. He said, did you come early from work today? No, I actually had to end up taking it off today because I was feeling just a little bit off, like I was feeling exhausted, tired. And I honestly felt like if I were to go to work, especially with it being physical, that I probably would have like passed out, bro. So I was like, no, like I'm about to take today off. Um, so I had to. I was trying to come on a little bit earlier, but I didn't sleep. I only had like 4 hours of sleep or 3 hours of sleep, so it was tough. So I had to take it off. That's why I'm here right now at this time, and this would probably never happen again. Legitimately, because I hate calling out. I hate taking the day off. Like I love to just go and do my thing. Um, Still, even looking at the time now, knowing that I still would have been at work, I'm like, I should have went. I should have went. I'm one of those people, and it's not even like fear of missing out because there's nothing to miss out. I don't even talk to people. I think it's more just like, damn, I I I could have like I feel like I wish I went to work. But obviously I was so tired that I'm even tired right now and I took a nap. So I'm like, how do I even feel exhausted? But like I feel like IT just has a bunch of paths you can go down, side hustles, you know, things and especially things that you could do for yourself too around the house. When you really think about it, IT is everything electrical. I mean, I'm thinking of an electrician. IT is everything that's technical. So it's like IT can help you fix your TV, can help you fix the router, can help you fix, the your computer, can help you fix your phone, can help you fix your tablet, like something your refrigerator if it has a smart TV on it, like something like that. And I'm like, it definitely can help you around the house for technical things. Like right now I'm having issues with my TV. I'm pissed about it because it's like I hate it when I see that there's an IT issue and I don't know how to solve it because I'm trying to learn. I'm like, no, like I think my TV is having a hardware issue right now. And in my head, well, it could be also be a software issue, but we've been resetting the software over and over. It won't work. So for me, I think it's truly a hardware issue. And if I'm like, damn, if I was a little bit like if I started learning maybe 2 months ago, I could have fixed this damn TV. And so I gotta wait. We gotta call somebody to come over. I'm probably gonna talk to them too. Like, listen, how'd you get this job? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? No, I obviously, of course, can't do that because I don't want them to think I'm trying to be in their pockets. But if he's here fixing the TV and then I'm able to conversate with him, you got to make those connections early. So I'm probably gonna have to talk to him and see. I'm like, yo, let me know. Like, what's that? What's this? Obviously, not trying to be too overbearing because they have a job to get done, but just gonna try to interact a little. Oh, speakers. Sorry, I'm trying to think of like. Actually, would that be considered IT? Or would that be considered? I think so. I don't know, man. It's tough. It'd be tough trying to figure it out. It's like, what else? Oh, also too with phone repairs. Like, you know how much side income you can make. And I'm not saying like it's gonna be like hella bucks, but like you could just do a bunch of different things. Like if I could literally do a phone screen repair and get paid. I think how much do they even charge for that? I think that's like 100, something like that. Make a quick $100 repairing somebody's screen in 20 minutes. And you could do phone repairs. You could do shoot deep hardware repairs for the phone if you know it, if you know how to do it. Same thing for the computers, computer screen repairs or deep computer like hardware, like someone's like, you come over, add some RAM in my laptop or my desktop. I have some family members who have desktops and want to do stuff like that. I could tell them, or I could be like, you have any issues with any electronics or yada yada, and then they let me know. I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna you're gonna do pretty well with having that knowledge. And I think people crap on it too quickly. When you learn it, like, you're going places. You could be going places. You said maybe what you could do is start hustling on here by reviewing computers that people can buy, not necessarily having the hardware at hand, but just pictures and specs that could even be. Oh, so, oh my gosh, yes, bro. Hold on. I'm about to screenshot that because that was the smartest thing. Like, I didn't even think of that. Well, I didn't even wait. You said it's electronics different. I don't think so. Are you asking me? I'm confused. But no, yes, exactly what you said is so smart because oh my gosh, you just put me down like this rabbit hole. Cause now I'm thinking cause I just did this to my uncle. When I got this laptop, I did it to him because he knows about computers a lot. Which I don't get why he doesn't get into IT support, but might have to put him on. But he pretty much was like, let me know if you ever need a laptop. Let me know exactly what you're looking for. I was like, I just need a laptop for editing, coding, you know, making videos, probably streaming, right? And then he was like, okay, go for this computer, which is the one I'm using right now, which it has been amazing so far. So it was a good choice. But like you said, I can make that into a whole YouTube channel where it's kind of like if people are looking for certain things for a computer, like you said, I could just point them to everything, to the specs, what they would need, the cheaper options, the expensive options, and then somewhere in the middle if they want to make sure they still have enough RAM but they don't want to spend that much, and I can kind of break it all down to them. And I'm just like, bruh. And like you said, it could be a separate channel because this one documents my journey. Wow, you just put me on a lot because now I'm even thinking about different topics and how they can all be different channels, but then that would be crazy to kind of maintain. I'm just gonna have to do a lot of this research on my own. That was amazing. You said for this niche, watch Linux tech tips. Let me go write that down. You said let's let's go. No, yes, bro. I'm telling you, that was like so good. I wasn't even thinking of that. I legitimately wasn't even thinking of that. Because I'm sure at some point, the more knowledgeable that I get in this topic, I'm sure there's probably going to be people who do hop in these streams and kind of ask those questions. Because I know when I was learning web dev, there was a lot of people who would ask questions about web dev, even though I was learning. Like, they didn't really care whether it was me learning or not. They would be like, oh, what tech stack do you use? Or like, oh, how did you learn this? How did you do that? And I feel like it's going to be inevitable that people are going to ask me questions about computers if they feel like I'm more further along. Like, if it says 100 days or something, they might ask and be like, yo, like, I need this. Can you help me? That would be dope. That would be dope. And then, I had another idea too. Damn, I love how we're just like brainstorming here, but I had another idea. Oh yeah, like I was letting y'all know is that I wanted to do the courses idea. Cause I think the courses idea can go crazy, but I feel like for me, I want to make that in the mind, like with my mindset being I want people to actually learn from this. I think there's people who make courses and they're doing it for money and they don't care. Like for me, no. Like of course the income would be great, but the point is the fact that you want people to actually gain value and knowledge. And I'm like, if I could think of after I learn all this stuff of making like a nice course that of course could still bring in some money but is way cheaper compared to other options. I'm like, this would be like the go-to course of becoming an IT support specialist from zero and up. And then imagine doing that for a bunch of different topics that I could feel like I've mastered or that I feel like I know enough to teach. You know, discipline could even be a topic, but I feel like it's crazy to make a course on discipline. I see YouTubers that do that and I'm like, if you guys don't get up and do it, like I don't if you got to take a 20-minute, a $20 course to figure out how to get up and do shit, uh, there's something going on. There's something going on. But when you're actually getting like true knowledge and skill wise, I'm like, I wouldn't mind spending a buck. I would not mind spending a buck. So I'm like, I think I could execute that well, and that could become an income source. Because imagine just off of that, if 200 people decide to pay a $20 course that actually gives them value, I think would that be $400 or did I miscount that completely? 200 times 20, right? That could be 4,000. I think I'm going too high. It's probably 400 because that would be crazy. If it was 200 people just bought that course. Let me get my calculator because sorry, math is not my first subject, which first of all, I got to get better. I got to get better at that. Let's go. 400. I mean, see. 200 times 20. Oh, it is 4,000. Damn. Am I doing that wrong when I'm multiplying? Would you multiply it by 200? I think so. Whatever. I could be wrong or I could be right. 400 or 4,000, one or the other. And that is still like pretty good income. Of course, the people who decide to do 50 or 100 or do it by month, they're probably going to make more, but the point isn't about the money. The point is about the value. And you can see it in the way people make things. But I'm like, that could be its whole thing. I have courses over here, another channel that's actually about tech tips, like teaching tech in the sense of like physical way, in a physical way, like me showing it. Of course, the courses are kind of the same as this one, but this one's more of like, if you need this computer, go for this, or you need these requirements, do this, right? Instead of it being like, this is how you put a wire together. It's like, no, like I don't want that to be that. That's for my courses. But over here, like you said, it could be like more of the, you need this, go this way. Then this channel could still be the journey. So it might not even be about IT anymore. After IT is done and I finish that chapter, this channel is probably going to be on to writing a book. I don't know. I actually really want to write a book. I can't wait to start that one. But, probably writing a book on ebook platform, yada, yada, print the book out, try to sell it, see what I could do. Have my merch like chapter, like things could go crazy. I'm like, bruh. Oh, that's why I'm saying like this channel, I feel like it has so much potential. It's just time needs to tell. Cause I know I'm gonna grind and I'm gonna stay consistent. I don't care what the views look like because I know I have $1 million idea, bro. Like I know the ideas that I have and the ideas that like Shane gave me. I think I think Harish gave me good ideas before previously too. Or even just talking to you made me have a good idea like here and there. So it's like it's crazy that we came up with like so much different topics on this channel that is going to happen in the near future. And I think that's just dope as hell, man. That is dope as hell. It is crazy. But I think the idea that I have is so huge. Like, if somebody who actually has like the income or the time to execute it and they hear my idea, they're taking it and they're running. They're taking it and they're running it because I feel like it is just $1 million idea. But the only problem is that even if they took it and ran it and they did it better, at the end of the day, time tells. Like they have to actually put in that work and that time and daily show everything because that's literally what I'm trying to do. Like I feel like with this IT journey, I'm gonna film it the way that I wanted to film my web dev journey, which is kind of me filming everything that I'm low-key doing but cutting it up to where it's interesting. I did that for a little bit with my web dev journey, but I felt like my editing skills are trash at that time, so it would take me like 3 hours to finish editing. Now it takes me about an hour, so I think I could get it done on time. But yeah, so I'm just so happy. Because man, once like y'all are gonna see it. I'm telling you, Harish, like everybody that is in here, Shane, I'm telling y'all, at some point, this is gonna be a hit. And then y'all are gonna be here from the beginning and be like, wow, I was there back when she only had 1,780 subs. But it's gonna be like in the future. You said if nothing works, I can cast a spell. Oh hell no. Hell no. If it don't work, I'm gonna hopefully be working as a network engineer and I could that could work. Like no damn spell. That could work. I'll go sit there and work as a network engineer and chill. Try to kick back and that but that's why too, like I'm trying to focus on a career driven job as well. Because obviously, like yes, I'm passionate about this. This is like my dream. But obviously there's a huge possibility, huge, like big as hell possibility that it won't work or that, the channel will plateau or like whatever the hell. So it's kind of like, and I know I like making content, so I would make videos anyway. So, we have to also have that bit of like the realistic side of things. So that's why I'm really trying to pursue a career in networking. Cause I'm like, I think I would have fun. I would have a blast like doing that every day. I hope so. Because if I don't, on to the next career. y'all just see me trying to become an electrician. Like, all right, guys, this is what we're doing. But all right, I'll be catching on in the next one. I do got to get off. You said it will work. Thank you so much, Shane. Thank you so much. Because that's something I got to tell myself a little bit more. I got to believe it. But I think it will too. It's just going to take a long time because I'm obviously still learning a lot of the fundamentals now. And like it's probably gonna be years in the future before any of that really becomes something. But imagine, like you said, just having different channels on the topics that this channel kind of implements on. You know, that would be insane because I probably wouldn't even really like if this channel was doing good and let's say it blew up or whatever. I don't know, just at some point it blew up, but then I have another channel that's doing like these tech stuff, and then another channel that's like, I don't know, showing boxing techniques. Let's say I randomly became the best boxer. That's just a random thing I'm throwing out. Then I could show boxing techniques over here on a different one. It's not even like I have to be consistent on those channels because since people would know me from here, I could pretty much just post probably like twice a month. Like there's YouTubers that be posting twice a month over here, over there because they're making money in different areas, so they don't need the money aspect of it, but they're doing it because that's what their channel's about. So it's like I wouldn't even really need to put in that much like effort into the other ones if this one did well. But I feel like that other channel, I'm probably gonna make that one before this one does too well. But who knows? We'll have to see. It's amazing. All right, I'll be catching you on the next one. Love y'all. You all have been great. Make sure you guys end up tuning in tomorrow's live stream. It should be 12 p.m. or 12:30 p.m. EST. My fault for screaming hella late today. I just had a really, really busy day. But thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for yapping it up and chatting with me. Thank you, Shane, for the greatest idea on this planet. Thank you, Harish, for being here. Literally, I think every stream I've had, Harish, you've been here from like, I don't know, maybe like day 3. I don't know if you were here from day 1. But you've been here for a minute, man. So thank you so much for being here as well. Catch you on the next one. Love y'all. Deuces. And make sure you go buy that Deuces mug, y'all. Deuces. Hey, you don't have to, but that'll be pretty dope if you guys ended up, you know, supporting with buying some merch. But you don't have to, obviously. It's okay. Catch you on the next one. Deuces.